welcome back to Hermitcraft. Alrighty. Well, in the last episode, I had reached like 1191 on that distance flown by Elytra, and since then I've been doing a bunch of flying, and I do mean a bunch. I'm up to 1971 kilometers flown by Elytra, and I hope to be doing more flying later today, and so on. Let's see, I've got plenty of rockets. These are 27 stacks of flight duration 3, and I have come to the conclusion that I have just enough rockets to reach the 5,000 kilometer thing, because I think that I'm averaging about 45 rockets per flight, and it's going to take about 28 more flights to do it, for a grand total of like 18 hours of flight time. And I think I can do that. But anyway, this is not about that. Recently, I had the opportunity to do a little something with Mr. JoeHills, and I have that footage here today. Now, I must say that I did experience a technical difficulty in recording that event, because when I hit the record key, apparently I didn't hit it hard enough, because I was partway into it when I looked up and noticed that the indicator that I was recording was not indicating I was recording, so I had to start the recording partway into it. My apologies to that, because that's never good. In any event, here is that footage. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I am out of here.
Got some broken pieces there. One thing I was thinking, so I've got some extra supplies over here, if you want to grab some blocks. Here we go. As well as some night vision potions.
Okay.
Because those are helpful when you're dealing with stuff that might be potentially underwater.
Okay. And I got to thinking about some things, and I got a few things that might help. I've got some mossy stone brick, mossy cobble, and some cracked stone brick. Cracked might lend more especially to the old look of things.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've got a bit of that in the chest here, but if you want to just toss stuff in there,
yeah,
we can actually kind of bring this with us. I was figuring...
There you go.
Thank you. I was figuring that this here was kind of like an old lookout for the harbor master, and so I just kind of set up a rough bit of square here, but I was thinking maybe there should be some other foundational pieces like wedged in the ground or something, kind of scattered. I don't know. I'm not good at building a lot of old things. You know what I mean?
I know the feeling.
It's very different from how I would normally approach this stuff. Oh, careful, zombie coming.
Oh.
There we go. So, yeah, so I was figuring this over here would be some sort of harbor master's hut eventually. And I thought about like having this piece as like a collapsed part of the path here, just having it straight up fall down. I've sunken in some pretty deep paths, or not paths, posts here. This is where the night vision really comes in handy. Is seeing through the water there.
Like some like the supports for an old bridge or some such.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. So I figure though the next thing to really start working on is kind of the foundation for what might have been at one point a storehouse for whatever was going to get loaded onto the ships or what have you. So that's, I figure, probably going to be a pretty big rectangle for simplicity's sake. That would normally be how you'd approach a problem like that, right?
I would think so, yeah.
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 So, let's see, I figure like maybe most of this island at one point, like this should have been mostly the storehouse. And I'm trying to think like how much of it should be, I don't want to just pave the whole thing, you know, but maybe think about where the beams or the supports were for it, or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, another zombie. Whoops.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
man.
see. Well, they're just trying to ruin everybody's fun.
Yeah, they are coming out in droves. We built it, they came.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's see. Yeah, so I was gonna probably basically kind of complete this kind of bridge here. And because logically the storehouse shouldn't be before, and we can mix in other bits of stone type stuff here. Yeah, we
Well,
wouldn't want to
especially
have
around
this.
the water, you might think there would be a little bit of mossy stuff growing on it.
Yeah, I was curious about that. Living so far inland, which, I mean, you live even further inland than me, does this stuff grow in salt water?
Well, there are various forms of green things that grow in salt, or
That's
salty
true.
water in ocean, seaweed and kelp and such, and not to mention zombies.
Yeah, these guys love the salt water. Okay. Oh, good. There's just going to be mobs all the time. This will keep the episode exciting.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So having the storehouse, maybe like trying to figure out what the path would be, because there's no reason that stuff would ever need to go directly from the farm onto the ships. So it doesn't necessarily matter if the storehouse blocks this path's access to the farm, I guess.
Yeah, you'd have probably a different pathway. The stuff from the farm would go straight to a warehouse, and then the warehouse would handle the shipping and whatnot.
Yeah. So if we wanted to have the kind of foundational, like, cornerstones, like one of them might be here. Well, actually, that's probably too far out because we don't want to necessarily drive a huge post into the ground on this side here, or into the water. So maybe if this is one corner, and we'll move this one back. Let's see, maybe here. And I was thinking that similar to the rest of this, it would be built up on some sort of kind of pillars or whatnot, or posts driven into the ground because they expect water to wash underneath it during storms, you know?
Yeah, you'd have to have a good solid foundation for something like that.
Yeah.
Anything close to the water, particularly in stormy situations.
So, yeah, okay, so something like this. And then for these other, for the other two corners, I don't want to necessarily, I've already got this modern art piece here that I built on this island way before I had this idea. And I don't want to rip it out. I'm fine with like shearing out some of this dirt or whatever. But thinking, let's see, if we're going to go with one of these pillars here, and then we kind of come this way, maybe we don't want to go much deeper necessarily than, say, here. And this kind of shows, too, how some of this might have been washed away over time. Oh,
Yeah.
Man, I cannot keep anything in alignment. So let's see. Got this here. This one here. If you want to go ahead and you can extrapolate the fourth pillar's location based on the other three corners. Well, knock that out.
It ought to be lined up with this and lined up pretty much with this. And
well, this is an interesting idea. I could even have stairs kind of mixed in with the top piece of the pillar, have them be like uneven heights. That looks kind of like it was broken off or snapped off in a storm a little. I think you got somebody coming up. Oh, no, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
And by having these kind of like different heights, it'll... Of course, I'm out of steps now. Let me put this down real quick here. Whoops.
There we go.
You think torches would do more damage to these guys?
Yeah, you would think so.
Okay, so let's see. People are saying in my stream they're having a hard time hearing you, but I'm not sure that I can really bring up that. Oh,
I don't know.
yeah. There's a user volume in Discord. Okay, I think I just brought up your volume.
All
Go
right.
ahead and say something.
Yeah, well, okay. Testing. Hello. How's that?
Hopefully that's better. We will see shortly once the lag catches up. So, go ahead and make some stairs real quick. So yeah, just having a few of these, like if you look at how I kind of made this pillar eaten away a bit, I feel like this kind of worked.
Ah.
Top.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of thing can work fairly easily. Let's see if I can manage to not totally mess it up.
Okay, well, folks on the stream are saying that audio is problematic. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. We'll just keep the recording going because I know I can fix the audio in post on the... so sorry, stream.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, unfortunately the audio for the stream is not working, but it'll be in the recording when this goes live. So, cool. Sorry, guys. So stopping that. Okay, all set.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, this is my first time streaming with somebody else popping in.
No problem.
Cool.
Let's see.
And then I figure I'll wipe out the top of this hill because there's no reason to keep this, although I will need to relight it up.
Oh, blast it all?
Mm-hmm.
You ever have one of those days where you can't put a stair upright to save your life?
Oh, plenty of those.
All right.
So what are you up to these days in terms of, do you have any new series or anything you're working on that you can talk about publicly?
Most of what I'm doing right now, probably the biggest thing is I've been doing a lot more in my single-player world lately.
Mm-hmm. And that's you said you had a really old single-player world from a long time ago?
Yep, that's the one.
And that's, well, you said you started that in beta?
I started that in beta 1.3.
Excellent.
And it's still going.
Good for you.
Okay, fragments of wall, right?
Yeah, I'm figuring having some tumbled wall pieces, like maybe embedded into the ground even partially, like get maybe more stuff here, as well as possibly some support posts. Like if you think about halfway between these two big pillars here, they might have had, or partway between them, they might have had some kind of wall.
Yeah.
Something to help just kind of generally anchor the structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing another modded magical series. I've always had a lot of fun with Thaumcraft.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm apparently Asinor has decided to start from scratch pretty much with Thaumcraft 6. So I don't know when that's going to be available. but I figure I want to be ready to go whenever it goes live. And just so I've been writing down funny ideas I have for magic-related jokes or things that I might want to build that are magically themed, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in your single-player world these days?
Mostly a lot of stuff that involves moving towards bringing the world up to a current version. I kept it back in beta 1 in release 1.7.10 for a long time, and I'm kind of all about bringing it forward and having it move on. And trying to get there.
So are you like trying to explore new areas to get access to the latest blocks, or?
Well, I'm not exploring new areas until I get all the way up to current version. But right now it's...
so you're bringing it up piecemeal.
A little bit, sort of. I got up to 1.9.4 and built a fishing hut and started working on coming up with mending and some other things like that. And
that's cool.
Let's see. There. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And then once I get a good supply of those, like for example, in earlier versions, when mending first come out, you could have mending and infinity on bows at the same time until actually fairly recently. So I'm going to get myself like a double chest full of bows and make sure they have with mending on them. And
that's
infinity.
Smart, yeah. Stay ahead of it.
And that way I won't be having to deal with that. And then finally I'll get it all the way up to the current version, start exploring massive new amounts of terrain and so on. Something
So have you started working on like a rail station in the Nether type thing?
Perhaps, possibly. I've been needing to do that for, practically since the 1.0 release. I never got around to it.
Gotcha.
Oh, boy. I don't know if that works, or... Broken bits of wall, half of something under it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those, to some degree, less is more type things, because we want it to look overgrown. You want to be able to see where there was something like here.
Where there was something, yeah.
Yeah.
So you see bits and pieces of stuff, like maybe a half-buried post and things like that.
Exactly.
It's hard to... Well, I'm... It's hard to know exactly what's right for something like this. Is why I've always had... I've never been really good at this sort of thing, so...
Oh, that's fair. I'm just glad to have company while I flail about and place blocks, So,
yes. Well...
yeah, just having a few posts sticking out here and there. Because this isn't going to be super visible or anything from the house up there. It just, when people fly over or take boats through or what have you, I figure it'd be nice to have kind of something that you could see. Let's see. I'm gonna probably grab another night vision potion and dive down there and try to place some of the segments of the broken bridge here. Like, just kind of place them on on the ground. I don't know. Oh, looks like half slabs do not mix well with being underwater.
No, because they're going to take up a whole block space.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
that goopy little half air pocket.
Yeah, lesson learned there. But okay, just
It's
placing a
just like
few pieces of
fences will
stone
do.
then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure how often people will be coming past here with potions of night vision or whatever, but it adds to the
Probably
general
it's not too
feel.
common.
Mm-mm. The only time it's going to show up is in this video. But you know what? People are watching this video right now. Well,
That's right.
in their context, so I'm happy.
They're watching because they have good taste.
Mm-hmm. An excellent vision.
Yes.
So yeah, let's see. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out here. I'm not sure how much more it needs. Kind of. It's such a simple kind of core concept.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking maybe having what were some stairs here, kind of just to show that this used to go upward.
Yeah.
Might be good, and then
It's
even
too bad
having. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, it's too bad that we don't have like the mossy variation of the stairs.
I agree entirely. I was thinking about that a lot today.
Hashtag slabs and stairs.
Yeah, one day soon, hopefully. But
Uh,
yeah, and I'll just kind of have some collapsed bits of stairs down here, like they
yeah.
I feel like that works. It ties in well with these pillars being kind of ripped out.
Uh, well, stairs, perhaps part of the walls of the warehouse collapsing and falling out, that sort of
Oh,
thing.
that's actually true too. Maybe having um, a segment kind of like this, um, just kind of
Yeah,
like
and
that.
maybe a little bit coming down, something like
Yeah.
that. You wouldn't
Well,
necessarily have a whole lot of it, but just enough remnant to know that there was something.
well, I don't know that we'd want to have it go that low, because if the idea was that for the water, like in storms, to sweep under the
Yeah,
building, like
yeah, you're right.
yeah, um, but the core concept is sound. Let me create some more quick cobble fences. And I didn't even know you could make mossy cobble fences. Like, I think I knew that at some point, but my brain just stopped retaining that. So that
Well, they
was.
don't get used a whole huge amount.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'd imagine not. They're not exactly a
Well,
go-to
until you
block.
see somebody like Cobb or Wells building some incredible genius thing with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so what I was thinking though is if I extend this one up a little bit, we could
Yeah.
even kind of show that there used to be something here, like a window or something, just like this is part of what's left.
Yeah.
Like everything else got swept off.
And I like the way the cracked stone brick flows into the cobblestone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it works.
Well, especially in my case because I use the old cobbles texture.
Ah, excellent. Let's see then. So yeah, having this, this would have even potentially connected over here. So having something kind of come up
Yeah.
a little bit here, just to show that I feel like that pulls it together a bit. You got somebody's
boy.
right there behind you.
Yeah. These guys
He's
are just
excited.
all over the place.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we get for being the only people logged on at night.
Well, they're trying to get their 15 minutes is what it is.
Oh yeah. So let's see. If we come here then, and then line this one up like so. Kind of have
Yeah.
something kind of like this.
Oh boy.
And then maybe even having something like that really kind of sells that this was once a window.
Yeah.
And just like another one right here, maybe. It's a little taller than I really want to get. I don't want to go any higher than that on this because I don't want it to be too much of an eyesore from the house. But I feel like that's...
Yeah, well, I would say just offhand that even if you went a little bit higher, you'd probably be fine because of how far this is from the house. I mean, if you were right up in the backyard, it would be different. But this far out, you could get away with a lot.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, well, this is come together quite nicely. Do you think of anything else that we're really missing?
Not especially, because, you know, like you said, you don't want to have too much of anything. And right now, I'm afraid to put anything down because I wouldn't want anything to go too far.
No, yeah, I agree with you. This looks like it was intentionally built and then destroyed, and then unintentionally destroyed. I'm a little uncertain about some of the symmetry on this. I might actually just sweep that off there. Yeah, I think that's a little better.
The only thing I wonder about is would it be that high off the ground, or what?
Yeah, so like the well, if the floor of it, maybe let's even have like a little piece of the floor right there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because
and then the rest of it can be accounted for by ground washing away over the years.
Yeah, so the idea is that the other pieces of the floor and the roof and whatever fell onto the ground here. But that was why I put in these stairs kind of here. This the idea is that the storehouse would be at the same level as the farm up there.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. And then the
yeah,
coastline changing over the years and storms and so on.
Yeah, a lot can happen in a few centuries. So
quite a bit.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, TFC, for joining me for this episode, and thanks again for the pickaxe you gave me at the beginning. This is a wonderful gift that I will hopefully not immediately look at an Enderman over there and die and lose. That was a close one. Right in my crosshairs, practically. So,
all right.
Anything you'd like to say to the viewers?
Have a good one, everybody.
And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Great. Thank you so much, TFC, for coming out.